Hey everybody, Sean here from Paracord. Today we are going to create a bracelet that doesn't have any sort of closure, but what it does have is it has this pretty flexible copper wire on the inside of the bracelet so that you can form the bracelet to your wrist and then you don't have to worry about a buckle. And so we're going to show you how to do that. But this is just a 12 gauge wire. Let me show you here. I got this at Home Depot like forever ago. So you're looking for the 12 gauge solid. It doesn't have to be copper, but it does need to be a solid metal where there's no strand. It's just a single strand of material inside of the jacket. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is I've got about I think around 8 feet of olive drab here. What I need to do is measure a piece around my wrist, which is about there. Now this is the inner strands. This is going to be the 2 inner strands of the bracelet. So I need to double that. And this is also where the copper wire is going to fit into. So after you do that, I think what I want to do is actually measure this out. Wow, I cut that copper wire like exactly the length that I need it to be. That's pretty cool. So then you want to have, so let me explain. This is kind of hard to explain. The 2 inner strands are the pieces that are in the bracelet. These are what go around your wrist, and this is what we're going to be weaving around. The copper wire, which is this, is going to be inside of here. So what we need to do is take out the inner strands of this piece. And what this piece represents is a back and forth around your wrist. So if I fold this piece in half, this is the exact length that I need to go around my wrist all the way. So once you have that, then you should be able to just slide this wire pretty easily right into, yep, there it goes. Just slide it right on down. There we go. And then you want to pull, because it'll tend to kind of bunch up, so you want to get all that out of there. Let me get this out of there. I think it's trying to zoom in on that. Alright, so the paracord is a little too short because the actual cord itself kind of bunches up as you push it in there. So you do want to maybe put your cord on first before you cut it, because you need a couple inches of cord so that we can fuse it. So I got to pull this off of here just a little, because we need a little bit of room at the end of this wire. And I think I'm going to cut this wire right here. And I'll show you why why we need that little bit of extra at the end. The little bit of extra cord we're going to fuse to the rest of our bracelet. Sorry. So now I have about a 1/2 inch, or maybe, yeah, I need to go this way just a little bit. So I have about a 1/2 inch here, and maybe a little more here. I could probably cut that down a little. So we're just going to cut this off. So we have about the same. So about a 1/3 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch on each end. Now we need to bend this right in the middle. So we're going to try to eyeball this. That's not quite the middle, so I need to go that way just a little. Let's see if I fold these over, that's where the ends are. So this one's a little longer. I need to get those to where they're equal, and then bring all that slack down here to the bottom. Now, this loop here needs to be tightened up. So with your pliers, and this is what I cut the wire with, just put this in your pliers and get it down to where it's pretty much closed up. Just like that. So the wire is in there, 2 equal lengths coming off of the side. And now what we have to do is cut our cord in half and fuse this once we fuse this, we can start to put this bracelet together. So I'm done with the pliers, so I'll get those out of the way. Now I need to put these two ends together of the cord itself. And like I said, this is olive drab green. And today we're just going to be weaving the regular Solomon, but you could probably do this with a lot of different designs. Any of them that have like a double core like this, like two center strands, you could do this very easily with. Alright, so both pieces together. Just trying to find the center point so that I can cut right there. And I'm going to seal these up. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to cut a little bit off of here, seal this one up, because this is my working end. This is my working end here. Now these two, we want to fuse together. So we'll pull that apart just a little, and we'll do one of these at a time. Hopefully this... In my head, this is how I pictured it working, so we'll see if this actually works how I want it to. But I need to fuse these two ends together. So we'll just go like that. Just like you normally would fuse your cord together, you can do that. And that's not too bad. Hopefully I was in the shot for it. Apologize if I wasn't. I tend to do that sometimes. Let me move my tripod just a little here. There we go. I think that'll be better. Alright, now we have the other end that I need to fuse to this one. So we'll fuse these together. Okay. Oh. There we go. And then I just roll them before it solidifies all the way. I just roll them in between my fingers. And I got a little bit there. Okay. So there's our two center strands and our two working ends. So now it's just a matter of actually braiding the Solomon over this. And just like you normally would, you've got your two center strands, you've got your right cord and your left cord. And it kind of looks like we probably should have had a little bit extra coming off of the wire here, because I wanted to try and make it so that these fuse sections were kind of hidden, and we might be okay. Let's see. So to do this, you're going to create a loop with your right working end, cross it over the two center strands, then take your left working end, cross it over that one, take it around the center, and bring it up through the loop on the right. And that is the most basic weave that you can do with paracord. And that's called Solomon, Cobra. Trying to think if there's other names for it, but I think pretty much covers quite a few of them. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't look too bad. So this will be one end of your bracelet, and this will be the other. And then you want to, so the cord that went over the center strands, that one's going to go over again, and it will go over every time you do a pass. So that one, create a loop on the left, take your right cord over that left cord. Now take this one around the back, because that's the rule for that cord, is around the back and through the loop. Just like that. And there's that phone ringing again. I swear somebody knows that I do a video at this time every day, or every Wednesday. So hopefully that'll stop ringing here in a second. Alright, now the next thing is we have this cord that went over the top again, so it's going to create a loop on the right. And if you're unsure of where it has to go, just look at this cord, the last cord that you did, and see where it backtracks to. And it backtracks to going over the center strand. So that's the one that goes over. Take your left cord over that one, around the back, and bring it through. And this is what you're going to do all the way down. So left cord now. Oh, and it switches sides. So if you do it on this side, then it will do it on this side, and so on and so forth. So now we're on the left side, and you create that loop on the left, right cord over left, around the back and through. Pull it tight. Now we're on the right side, right cord over the top, left cord over that one, around the back, and through. Just like that. And you can do these really, really quick once you get used to it. But this one being the most commonly woven pattern, you can get really fast at this one. This is a beginner one. This is what I teach as the beginner. So yeah, I'm going to do a few more of these and I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing again. So if we're unsure of which cord we use to go over, just backtrack the one that went over it. And it's this cord on the left, so that one goes over the top. Right cord over that one, around the back, and through the loop. Now we're on the right side. Create that loop on the right, left cord over it, around the back, pull it through the loop, and pull it tight. But I'm going to go ahead and get this weave all the way down to the bottom here. I'll show you what we need to do special here so that this whole weave doesn't just slide right off the end. And then we'll get it finished up. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm down at the bottom here. And what I was noticing as I went is that I needed a loop at the bottom here. So what I did is I took my tightening tool, pressed it through here to open this up. And while this was in there, I closed this portion back up with the pliers so that I had a loop at the end. It's very important that we have that loop, and I'll show you why here in just a moment. So we're just going to finish this up. Just a few more ties here. And we'll get this taken care of. And this was a really fast one. I think it took me about 5 minutes to finish this, if that. Cobra's a pretty easy one to do. And we'll get down here a little bit further, and I think this is going to end up being it right here. So the reason why we need that loop there is because we need to put one cord through it this way, and basically what that will do is lock everything in. So let's see, do I want to do it? You can do this two ways because you want to figure out how to end this, and you can basically say, okay, this is the back side, so nobody's going to see this. So I think what I'll do is just bring it through this way. That way you don't see where you end the cord, and you can cut this piece right here and it'll be on the back side. And then if you end it right here, this is kind of like the stopper so that this whole thing doesn't slide off. Because I could pull this. Like if I wanted to pull this, I could pull that right off the end because there's nothing stopping it. So I thought I would be able to just push this through here, but it looks like I might need to use a fid. So I just grabbed a fid, we'll put that on here, and then from the other side just come in here. Hopefully this hole's big enough it'll let me do it. There we go. Wow, I really had to push that. So we'll pull that. I need to tighten this back up because it loosened up on me a little bit. So we'll tighten that. Pull this through. Now once you pull this through, it's not going to go anywhere. So I want to slide some of this down to fill that gap up just a little bit. There we go. So that when we cut this, it doesn't fall back through. Alright, so now all we have to do, well, let me take the fit off of here. Set that aside. We're just going to cut this right up, right at the edge of that. I can zoom in on this for you a little bit. So we'll cut that right there. And we're just going to fuse that right there to everything that's around it. So we make it nice and melty. So try not to melt everything else around it. And then just kind of smush this in there so that it doesn't pull back through. And there you go. That should not pull back through. Yeah, it's fused in two different spots there to the surrounding cord. And then we'll do the same thing here. There we go. And you can use a smoothing tool. I prefer using a tightening tool because of the texture that it has on it. There we go. So there's that. And then it's just a matter of bending this into the shape of a bracelet, which is not quite a circle, it's more of an oval. And there it is. It holds its shape pretty well. You might have to go a little bit past where it's going to be on your wrist. But then you would open this up and you can close this. That turned out pretty cool. I was always wondering if there was a way to do that, and saw somebody on, what was it, TikTok, I think, did one, or maybe it was Instagram, they did one of these a few years ago, and I missed it. But, yeah, it holds up really well. I don't know what else you could do with that wire. There's quite a few options that quite a few ideas that came to mind while I was thinking about how to make this. But I hope you really like it. It's pretty easy to do, not too complicated. And if you've done the bullet casing bracelets in the past, this is the same exact wire that I use in that video. It came off the same spool. So you already have the wire if you've done that. But real easy to do, very flexible. Cool thing is you can kind of turn this, kind of twist it. You could put a key ring in there, incorporate a key ring somehow. Lots of different things you can do with this wire. But I hope you enjoyed that, and please check out our website. It really helps us to keep these videos coming. It is boardparacord.com, and there is a link in the comment section, I believe, and I try to put all everything that I use in the video in the description as well, so check that out. And until next time, paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy Paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.